How's it going today, guys? Today I'm going to be having two video guys to show you guys, but I'm going to cut them separate. But today I'm actually going to be showing you guys how to replace your spark plugs. Now if you're having signs of some jerking when you're putting your foot on the throttle, or if you're like starting to experience a loss of power and haven't done any sort of major maintenance to the car, 9 times out of 10 it's your spark plugs. I'll probably say that again somewhere in the video, but yeah, so all you're gonna need today is just a couple tools, and it's actually a pretty quick process. Yeah, let's get started. Oh, boy got some t-shirts made. Now I actually make these myself. As you guys can see, it's got a picture of the Acura Integra, the EK hatch, and the BMW. And I actually make these myself. I got a whole Laser Point 2.0, just this big old expensive vinyl cutter and a heat stamp to go ahead and like make these shirts, and I'm gonna try and start selling them so I can get a little bit of fundage, so I can get some parts for this car and start doing some more how-tos. So I'll be putting those up there soon. If you guys are interested in like anything like that, or maybe some like decals, just go ahead and start commenting in the comment section. I can even make custom ones for you and your friends, or your group, or your car group, or whatever. Yeah, just hit me up and we could exchange emails or exchange information, and yeah, we'll go from there. Alright, let's get started with the spark plugs today, but I'll be making 2 separate videos, so this one's probably going to come out first. But alright, let's get started, guys. Alright, first things first, you are going to want to pop your spark plugs. Now, this particular install of spark plugs is actually pretty universal for just about every single Honda there is out there. Now, you could honestly take this and apply it to any car, but other cars have coil packs, so it's, instead of pulling the wires, it's unplugging the clips and using the 10mm bolt to undo the coil packs, and then right in there is your spark plugs. So it's the same shit. If you want to use this video for a different car, it's literally the same thing, just slightly different, looks a little different, and the coil packs are a little different. The newer cars don't have distributors anymore, they're just coil packs. And they look like little black squares on top of the cylinders. So, what you're gonna need, I believe, it has to be magnetic. Oh, I gotta open my box. Oh yeah, I gotta input my secret code. Alright, so what we are going to need is, I believe this is a 5/8. Yep, 5/8. You get this at O'Reilly's. It has to be magnetic. Now, don't get me wrong, I usually only fuck with Japanese cars, other than the BMW and the Ford. I just got a Ford, but I'm still learning a bunch of shit on that car because I don't know too much about Fords. That's my first one, but so far so good. But for the most part, most spark plugs are 5/8. Don't quote me on it. You'll have to look up your year, make, and model. Just make sure the spark plug socket that you pick up is magnetic. It needs to be magnetic because once you unscrew the spark plug, it's kind of a pain in the ass pulling it out if you don't have anything magnetic pulling it up. Now, you don't want to use like a flathead or something with the hook to go ahead and get it out, because you could scratch the inside of the holes where the spark plugs goes, or maybe fucking pierce a gasket if you're using a poker. So it's definitely not recommended. Don't be lazy, make sure you go ahead and get that shit. And then you're gonna need an extension, obviously. This one is a 9-inch. I'd say anything above 5, I want to say 5 inches, you should be good. Try and keep it above 5. If not, you can always get a bunch of smaller ones and put extensions on it. And you're gonna need a 3/8 ratchet and Doesn't matter what kind, just make sure it fits. And then you're gonna go ahead and unscrew the spark plugs, righty tighty, lefty loosey. What's up, guys? Oh, and if anybody's interested in some shirts, dude, please just comment, let me know. I could even probably make something for you and your crew. It really helps support me and the channel and stuff. And you know, you guys already know I'm not that big yet, but it would be nice to get some funds going. That way I could fund this, buy a couple extra parts, or do some installs of some things that you guys want to see. Now, I don't want to keep this channel just strictly DIYs, but for the most part it will be. I will do some personal stuff every now and then, maybe so you guys can get to know me or know a little bit about my family, etc. But for now, let's just enjoy this spark plug video. Now check it out. When this got oil on them, I don't have a blown head gasket, but what happened was I didn't see my O-rings correctly when I did that before I did the valve adjustment, or not the valve adjustment, when I did the valve cover. I did a valve cover before that when I first painted the car yellow, or painted the freaking valve cover yellow. And when the very first time that I painted it and put the gasket on, I didn't seed the O-rings properly. My dumbass. I wasn't stoned or nothing. I just was rushing it. Was super lazy. It was cold out. I had to get the valve cover in. I had to put the car back together because I had a job coming through. So I rushed it, and oil eventually got in the spark plugs. Now I pulled out my spark plugs to try and clean them because there was obviously a pool of oil, and I had to I had to pull the spark plug out, and a little bit of the oil gotten down in the cylinders, which is not good. Your car is not gonna die. But this is the culprit. This is why I've been changing, or this is why I'm changing my spark plugs right now. And when you have that shit happen, like when you're driving and pushing on the gas, it'll feel like it'll sputter out. Like you'll give in like RPMs, but your car will like jerk a little bit. Those are usually signs of like bad timing, mechanical timing, distributor timing. Could be bad spark plugs. 9 times out of 10, if you're having that issue, I'd check with your spark plugs. Just a heads up, because anytime you get something in there and you're not getting spark from the spark plugs down to the inside of the cylinder, it's usually your spark plug. So make sure that you guys pay attention to that. Or even like, you can even feel just like a little bit of loss of power, and like you press on the gas and it feels like you're just getting some lag. I'd strongly recommend that you guys check your spark plugs. I know it sounds like ridiculous, but dude, just changing your spark plugs can make a huge difference in the performance of your car and your gas mileage. See? That one's all beautiful. And that is why you need a magnetic socket. This one got a little bit of oil on it, as you can tell. But that's why we're putting in new ones, boys. Oily. Can't be having that, guys. Alright, I'm gonna pull out the spark plugs and I'll show you guys what's up. Can you guys see very well? I'll start doing it towards the light. Oh, that's probably a little bit better. Okay, so I went and picked these up from O'Reilly's. They're auto lights. I don't normally use this particular brand, but they didn't have NGKs. So, you know, I just got the next best thing. So I picked up some auto light double platinums. They'll do fine. Putting these in my car is a great tester for me as far as seeing how reliable the product is. So, you know, this is kind of a test for if I decide to, you know, buy these again. I probably won't, but you know, trying them out never hurts. So when you get these, I have to set the tripod or the little pod down, sorry. They'll look like this. Now, so these are your spark plugs. This is your little crunch gasket right here. That's like just above the nut and the twisting mechanism. And then this is where the sparkage happens, okay? So there's this thing called gappage, okay? And according to your year, make, and model, this needs to be a specific gap. Now, it depends on the year, depends on the model, depends on the type of motor. So you need to look up your settings for your specific vehicle. Now, once you get to the tuner type stuff, there are people who have special builds and like their cars gapped at a certain size. I'm just running stock, so I'm not doing anything specific to the motor, because the motor's too old. I can't boost that thing, it's got too many miles. So I'm gonna run that shit into the ground and probably put a K in. Now, so there's a spark plug gapper coin, and it looks like this. It looks like this, and it's got a bunch of settings and writings and numbers all the way around. Now, for this particular Honda, I always gap it at 0.4, and I'm pretty sure that is what the requirement is for the V18B1. Don't quote me on it. You know, it doesn't hurt to double check. Just make sure you have correct gappage. What you do is you put the coin in there with the tiny lip, and then you slide it across until it's the perfect gap, okay? And then other than that, you go ahead and install them the way you pull them out. They don't have a specific order. Any spark plug can go in any way. Just make sure that when you're tightening it, you make it nice and snug. Don't over type it, because dude, if you strip out those threads in that spark plug cylinder, you fucked. I like to hand tighten mine first. Hand tighten them. Oh, I got a QR code on the back for my channel. If I hadn't said that already. Y'all didn't see that. Put the old spark plug back in. And make sure all of them are gapped too. Make sure all of them are gapped to the proper size. Some come gapped, some come pre-gapped. Just make sure you look on the box. Make sure you always check, even if they come pre-gapped. Alright guys, video number 2. Alright, so in today's video, we're gonna do a valve adjustment. Just for those of you guys who don't know, I did a head gasket a while back. Buddy mixed up my lifters, put the lifters in, got some jerkage and some mad tickage, and took it to a shop. Unfortunately, I didn't do it right. I didn't have time because I was working at the time, and I just went and paid. I'm not gonna place the shop, say the shop name, but they didn't do it right. And I know they didn't do it right because I could still hear the lifter ticks leaving the shop, but I was in a fucking rush and I said, fuck it, I'll just come back later. Never got around to it. So today we're doing a valve adjustment. I'm gonna show you guys how to do it. You guys are definitely gonna need to pick up some feeler gauges. You get those at O'Reilly's AutoZone. They're usually like 13 bucks. You're gonna need some other tools, but I'll address that throughout the video. Yeah. First things first, you're gonna have to jack up the car, and we're gonna have to take the wheel off because we have to put a socket on the crank and turn it. So go ahead and get that situated and get started. And that, you guys, is how you change your spark plugs. Once you're done with it, make sure you put the wires back on, and you know, go ahead and fire up, make sure everything's running properly. Other than that, that's it. It's pretty quick, pretty simple. It can save a lot of money. Don't ever go to a shop to replace your spark plugs. That's just a waste of money. Yeah, if you guys like this video, please like, comment, subscribe, support you dude, support the boy, share the video even, please. Peace, guys.